Hello, my friends. Hello, everybody. Subscribers of Bitcoin. This is April 21st, a week before the expiration of all live charts. I guess that you are already familiar with Osher's live chart for the last years. We did a very long journey. And indeed, the last period of the last live chart was very challenging since 2022. We had something very big when in May 2022, to those that may remember and were with me, that I predicted that market will continue higher when we were around the 30 something, and finally the market changed and shifted, and after 3 weeks I changed the general line that actually followed back to the bottom of what we remember to lead us to the capitulation of the 16,000 back in the end of 2022. Since then, this is the weekly chart. The market pretty much with above the 80% accuracy followed the general line with some helper lines through weeks of uncertainty, but never such uncertainty like we had in end of 2025 and 6. Even this period of 2024 was frustrating in the summer period, as I was projected it to be around the 75, but market was in the range of the 50s. We remember this too, the eclipses between and the rally that started after the Trump elected and also was very accelerated to the general line that I produced to be culminated in the beginning of 2025. Finally, it's empathized with the general line. It usually happened, and then it went pretty much, and I predicted the previous eclipse zone in fascination above 90% accuracy, and it lasted and lasted and lasted. And indeed, 2025 was the most profitable year for Ecoscopia. A lot of people that came to Osher's astrolab chart, and it's pretty much celebration for me, but it's justified it. And you see how karma and how, not just karma, how life is surprising. And after such mastering of the general line, even I gave in my social media a lot of hints that the end of July, I had a version before the last one version that end of July may be the peak. I also brought out some emails and told you that probably the peak of Bitcoin will be between 126 to 134. But then this eclipse zone was triggering everybody. And then I shifted the overall call of astrofinance to the sovereign man method in October, and it was aligned with a very important transit of my personal life. And indeed, that's what happened. In October, we were still above the 100K, but market started to say bye-bye to my general line that still finally convinced not to abandon the prediction until July. One of the first predictions I had since last year was the bearish period between end of July to end of July 2026. Then I changed it, and you didn't see this implied, maybe for a short period of time to those that are continuously in live chart. And then it was from October 2025 to October 2026 before the plunge. And then I changed it because this is nothing is 100%. And I just went with what the options were for me. And finally, I took the path. That's what my astrofinance and my calculation with astrology led me to assume. And indeed, I'm not alone. The best analysts in the markets and the most billionaires liquidated. And this was beyond COVID, beyond, I don't know, maybe the .com, I don't remember. It's the history liquidation, the amount of money that even it was written in astrology. And look, this line, it's broken because I changed it. Before it was about going down, but I added this later. But once it's broke, I was speechless, and only after weeks that I still expected maybe it will come back, I came with a general line to illustrate what will be the continuation of the way. And this was in the end of 2025, and I illustrated that we are still in the eclipse zone, and March will go down, but never to the liquidation, to the second level, what happened. So this is actually almost like sounds like a game over, but it's not game over because S&P 500, amazing performance, almost 90%. Gold, oil, amazingly aligned. No, but what happened in crypto, and Bitcoin pretty much reflected the Ethereum, B, and XRP, pretty much like a hidden hand. Something here that the interpretation of the sky, the alignment, and reality divorced. Okay? So here we are, and I mentioned this line, the top, the 65, the 64, 65, to be the very important support level. We saw it in 2021 in two tops, and then the tops of 2024. Very important level that we are supporting now. And as right now, this love chart that will expire from your visibility in May 1st by officially April 30th, showing until June, and I still supporting the rally in the next 2 months toward the 100K, not yet the all-time high. This is a very interesting phenomenon that I'm still contemplating as I'm generating the new live chart. It's not something that I'm doing at one day, the generation of 6 months ahead. This is combination of different parameters, and I'm coming to this in meditative approach and mode to be able to predict and to create the line. And I wasn't convinced even to change the line because I didn't want to lie or just to assume another line. I just went with what the astrology told me. Now, just to refresh your memory, because since December I told you that Saturn is going to conjunct the moon of Bitcoin, and we all know that by the end of February, just a few days before the war, United States, Israel, Iran started with this alignment of Saturn, Neptune. This is the new game order in the world, and with the AI and the agents and what is happening that most people even are not aware to the change of resources in the world. This is on Saturn on the moon of Bitcoin and completed exactly a month ago. I thought that once we are finishing March, which is the end of the eclipse zone, we are going to release the spring and starting in double sense, release the spring and into the beginning of the spring, right? So it will jump, and I still in the assumption that it's jump. I also promised, like skin in a game, that until the end of March, it's even should jump back to the 80K. Indeed, we are very near now with this resistance of the middle belt of the Bollinger Belt to the 77. It may go to the 80, and I believe that with what I'm seeing and calculating ahead with the hints of what I'm seeing for the next months and toward November, you will see. You will be shocked from what I'm seeing for November if what I received today in my method is going to be true. I haven't drawn it to the final. You will get it if you will subscribe on May 1st. Very roller coaster timing after this June, July. Chiron will move to Taurus. Uranus is moving to Gemini already in few days from this message. If you are already a subscriber, don't miss the 50% discount because of this misalignment that happened. You could enjoy it's a coupon that I send to every crypto index. So if you bought XRP, Ethereum, BNB, you also use this coupon. If you don't find it in your email, in your archive or something, to find this coupon, 50% discount for sole purchases, or just go with a 3x3, pay for 2. It's the best deal. I'm doing my best. This one caught everybody of us. Above everything, Bitcoin is the future. Just with the coming transit that I'm seeing, and look what is happening. Look at the 7th house, and look what is going to happen toward next year in July 2027. Pluto and the North Node are going to meet, and on the North Node of Bitcoin. This is game changer. This is something that will do a lot of things in the world that can be very strong impact on society, on humanity, but also on the money, because this is the eclipse, this is the return of the South Node. This is the energy of how Bitcoin created. Under such energy, Bitcoin created, but Bitcoin created with Chiron and North Node conjunction. What we're going to get in next year is Pluto-North-Node conjunction. New invention, new revolutionary technology, quantum mechanics in a way that we don't imagine. If just today I'm reading that, I think Bank of America said that Bitcoin is invention of once in a millennium invention. Just with this alignment of Chiron, Neptune, and North Node, something invisible that no one really could touch or connect. This is like wisdom of the hidden treasure from the ocean of consciousness. Now with Pluto coming, we are also as human could connect with infinite ability to engage with information, with connection, human connection. And those are things that I don't even know to say. And this will happen also with Neptune for the second time, Neptune conjunction the moon of Bitcoin. What may take Bitcoin to a delusional position moment that the people will not believe. Very interesting phenomenon to what I'm seeing, and not to speak about 2028, that this is like a recession in the world probably, with specifically very big dangerous for S&P, but to be continued, my friends. Join the next live chart, don't miss the promotion, and I hope that we are doing very well with all the transformation that was asked from us in the energy shifts. For each one on this planet needed to pass a major upgrade with all those planets. It's not just the crypto or the market to look, it's not just the news to judge. We are all part of the same system. So this is the reality, and we are together.